So today what we're going to be trying out, I've never done this before, is I'm going to try to make my own face lotion, my own face moisturizer, cream, whatever you call it. And I've been doing research because my goal is to have all of the ingredients that I need for so many products on hand, so I'm kind of always prepared just to make those things myself, understand the components of the things that I use and how they benefit me, where they come from, and all that. So these are the ingredients that are going to go into this face lotion. I have written down notes about each of them. I've done a lot of research on Pinterest, if you want to call that research, but I pulled together 4 different recipes and kind of made them my own, and seeing kind of like what consistently appears in these recipes, what's an occasional thing, and what seems to have the best benefit, and maybe what might not be the best option for me, knowing my skin. So for me, I'm trying to get away from these dark circles underneath my eyes. I am terrified of the wrinkles that are appearing on my forehead and my smile lines as well. I want to tighten up the stuff under here. So these are the things that I'm going to use to do that. Starting from these things, I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of them. Almond oil is good for what I read: moisture, wrinkles, anti-inflammatory, a little bit of maybe UV protection, whether it be protecting from those UV rays or for like healing the aftermath of exposure. Can't really say for sure. Elasticity, scars, and then the under eye circles as well. Beeswax it's an emulsifier and all this, which I guess keeps it from maybe like being too liquidy or hardening, I don't know. Provides a protective barrier to the skin. It's an anti-inflammatory, helps to retain moisture. It's an antibacterial, exfoliating to remove dead skin cells, and also it promotes cell production for your skin. The aloe is good for moisture. It's an anti-inflammatory. It can help with acne, improves elasticity, and helps with wrinkles. It soothes irritations. It can remove dead skin cells, and it can help with dark circles and scars and burns. Your rosemary oil is good as an anti-inflammatory. It apparently increases circulation in the skin, and that will help with the dark circles, and it's also good for skin tightening. The rosehip seed oil is good for dark spots, hydration, scars, burns, and wrinkles. The frankincense is a good antibacterial. It helps with wrinkles. It promotes collagen production, helps with dark spots. It prevents clogged pores. And it apparently is good for the brain. Like, it does something for neuro stuff. So that's cool. Kerosene oil that I don't have here right now is supposed to help with boosting sagging skin, repairing damage. It's an antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. It stimulates cell growth for the skin, but it may clog the pores. I've seen contradicting things on that, and so I also decided not to use coconut oil in this because of what I've read about it potentially clogging the pores. So those are 2 things that I saw in some recipes and not in others. And in reading that, I'm gonna try it without, because we have a lot of good stuff in this mix. The next thing is the jojoba oil. And what this does is it softens, smooths, it dislodges debris, and it provides a little bit of UV protection. Cocoa butter is good for moisture, elasticity, provides some UV protection, helps with dark spots. It's good for anti-aging properties, and it helps with wrinkles. The vitamin E is anti-aging, helps with dark spots, a little bit of UV protection, helps with stretch marks, scars, promotes healing, and helps retain moisture. Shea butter is an anti-inflammatory, helps with moisture and anti-aging. It boosts collagen production, helps with stretch marks and elasticity. I will say that shea butter is another one that was contradicting information out there about whether or not it clogs the pores. So I'm just going to put less than the recommendations of what I was seeing out there in the recipes that did have it, where it still has a little bit in it for the benefits, and I'm not going to add as much. We're gonna start this off by heating up some of these ingredients to melt them down and combine them. And then after that cools, we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredients. I don't have like a double boiler or anything, but I have this glass pot that will hopefully be okay. And then I have this bigger pot that it fits in nicely. It sets in there without touching the bottom of the pot, which I know that's kind of hard to tell, but it probably sets about this high off of the bottom once it's in there. So I'm gonna fill up this pot about halfway with water, and I'm gonna get it boiling with the bowl in there, so hopefully it'll heat with it. And let that get to boiling, and then I'm gonna reduce the heat to like a medium low. Okay, while that heats up, did also wanna go over the other materials and tools that you're gonna need. So I'm gonna need a bowl that I'm gonna mix all the stuff that's getting melted into. I have another container for the other ingredients that are not getting heated. A rubber spatula, spoon, and then you're also gonna end up needing a hand mixer, or you can use a blender. I don't really wanna deal with all this in my blender. Rag that I'm gonna wipe this spoon clean with before I dip it in the other product. So I'm starting off with 3 tablespoons of beeswax. The next thing is the cocoa butter. It's just in like these big chunks. So I'm just gonna do this one and we'll see how that goes. The next thing that I'm gonna do is the almond oil. So we're gonna have 2 tablespoons of sweet almond oil, and then a half tablespoon of shea butter. While that is getting boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the other ingredients that are gonna go in this. So these are the ones that are not getting heated that we're going to set off to the side. We're gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel. Some of them said aloe vera juice, some of them said gel. I'm gonna use the gel. I also saw some things that to leave this in a shelf-stable item might not be good, which I think is why the gel is the better option, it seems. And then 2 tablespoons of jojoba oil. I have 1 teaspoon of vitamin E, but you know what? I'm gonna do a tablespoon of it, and then I'll just dirty 1 spoon. I'm gonna do the drops. The recipe is varied. Some of them I saw 5 to 8 drops. Some said 15 drops, 17 drops. Some said 2 teaspoons of drops. So I think it depends on maybe the sensitivity of your skin. I'm gonna do 4 drops of each of these. There were a lot of different options, but for my skin type, I decided to use these oils for what I felt like I needed. Do frankincense, rose hip seed oil, rosemary. It smells so good. So I'm gonna just like give this a quick swirl, and I'm gonna set this off to the side. Now, this looks like it's getting to where it's close to boiling. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add this stuff in. Start mixing this up, getting it melty. This is one of those moments where I'm inclined to jack it up to high, but I won't. Everything looks clear. I am going to remove this bowl and let it cool. That is everything all melted together. Now I'm gonna set a timer for 1.5 hours. I'm gonna let that stuff sit. I guess that it's gonna harden a little bit. So it's been 1.5 hours. This is cooled down. My mix of things that were melted, these were the oils that did not get heated. I'm going to beat this with a hand mixer, and I don't know exactly how long, but I guess it'll just start to make sense. I'm just beating it enough where at least it gets what's on the bottom of the bowl off of the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to kind of swipe it off the side. And let's start adding in these oils. I'm just going real slow with it. I'm going to go ahead and swipe out the rest. Gosh, that looks so good. This is what we have. This is our consistency, and it is pretty like, I'm gonna put some of this on. Oh my goodness, this feels so good. I cannot wait to use this on my face. I'm gonna go wash my face and then I'm gonna put this on and see what I think about it. Okay, so my face is clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a container. I had an extra travel size container. I would rather have like something that was a glass jar with a pump, but until I am done using another one of my products that has that, I'm just gonna put it in here. I could be using a funnel to make this easier, but this isn't going half bad. All right, I don't think any more is gonna fit in here. I'm gonna go ahead and close this off. So it made a little bit more than what would fit in this travel size container. I'm gonna use what's left in the bowl here, which if you can see, there's not a whole lot that's not fitting in that jar, but a significant amount if you think about like how little actually goes on your face each day. So this is kind of what's left that didn't fit in my jar. That's probably even too much. I'm gonna take this much, way too much. It's very rich, definitely very oily, which I mean, obviously that's like all the ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in on my face, and I'm gonna do it on my neck. I think I used probably too much to be rubbing on my face because it definitely feels like a lot. So it'll just be a true test if I break out or not. So now I guess I'm gonna give it like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so and see if my skin kind of absorbs it better to where my face doesn't feel so oily, which really it doesn't feel like horrible. It still feels light, I guess, but it's definitely a lot. In the meantime, I'm gonna find something I can put the rest of this in. So I need to show you guys this because the size of the lizards and iguanas and things around here, it blows my mind. This is like some Jurassic Park. Hi friend. You are massive and wild looking. This is like a little bit more of a close-up. I feel like I have so much on my hands. I feel like if I'm gonna wipe some off. I definitely need to use much less. Oh yeah, see now that feels good. I need to use much less than what I put on my face earlier. And I think that will be the solution. It smells nice. You can definitely smell like the cocoa butter in it. I'm really happy with it. I really like it. This will be a good picture at the start of using this. So we'll see. But that is the face lotion that I am going to start using. And I'll keep you posted. You want to go get ice cream? Yeah. Okay. Good.